right. No sound. Let me check the sound real quick. That's the one. Boo. Boo. All right. I think this could be. All right. I think I need this. Hmm. Hello. All right. I think that's good. All right. All right. Wow. So today I'm going to try to teach how to make this awesome. It doesn't it's not much, but it doesn't but it is a very powerful tool. So so I'm gonna demonstrate how I use this tool, and especially for animators, riggers, or even like uh, if you wanted to preview your animation, all your animation that you have, and you don't want to close my eye and just like keep populating everything that. So that is the purpose of this tool. So yeah, so uh, once you have a file going, I'll show you like because I've been working on this project called Ace, and so you'll have this project comes in, and you wanted to pretty much test all the animation that's inside this character. I'm just gonna go to low res. It's easier, and just hide all the joints. Do that one here. There we go. So I'll set a where my animations are located, which is right here. And with this, it'll tell me like all the animation that is involving this character. And if you have it with any, if all your characters have the same joints, also it will work with any character that has pretty much the same joints. So this is the pretty cool about this tool. So let's just say I want to test the walk cycle, um, or even the run cycle, or anything, of this character. I can load the animation into that, and you'll notice that now we have animation going, so which is good. And within this, I can pretty much um, update the animation if I find anything that needs um, to be updated. Let's just say I want the arm, or I want it to wave a certain way, and I wanted to update this animation right around here. So I can also do so by adding the animation to save, and that is the tool that we're gonna be working on. And also, as I'm going through it, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. And if I'm going too fast, you can also tell me to slow down. So so, and that's pretty much. So I'm not sure how many people in the that's that's watching right now. Okay, so anybody's watching. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the script, and it's so I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break everything down to a small chunk to make it easier to know which one. And if just in case you wanted to go, um, if you want to just modify it to your own liking, you can also do so. So we'll start with by creating the window. It's a simple window, so let's just go import. Import. I should have a shortcut to just do this because I'm. Oops. Right. So import my CMC. Okay, cool. So let's create the window. It's a simple window, and we don't need anything too fancy on the window. But create. I like to CPS uh, create anim. Oh wow, look at that! I just thought of it, and it. Okay, it's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. Uh, So we're just gonna uh, let's why not? Let's just gonna call it this way, but if I just gonna say UI. So right now I'm just telling it um, to if this window exists, delete it and reopen it and run the file. Sure, anybody. All right. You know what? I'm taking it. I thought it was gonna give it to me too. We'll just start with that. 300 by 400. And you can make it even smaller, sizable. You can make it sizable if you want to, or I like I like I like to specify my size and I and stick to it. So good. All right. I'm just going to show the window. So if we go to Maya real quick, I'm gonna close this because we don't need it. And instead of using command, the script editor, I use Charcoal. So whatever I'm doing, the script editor is doing the exact same thing. It's just Charcoal is much easier. And I'm looking for my library. So all right, this is what we just did. Oops. Is it cmd.maya? Okay, here we go. I knew I did something wrong. All right, and let's call a window. All right, this is our window. It's pretty neat, but nothing. So let's populate the window because right now it's pretty much empty. So we're gonna add a couple of buttons. We're also gonna add um, the window for the list where Maya will pull any file any file that we have on a folder. All right, so let's go ahead and we can create a banner. Like there's two ways to create a banner. Like either you create a file path for it, which you can call every time you want to use a um, every time you want to use um, an image or any files within that file path, or you can go straight and manually just code it. So I'm probably gonna show you guys both ways, and you decide which route you want to go. So let's create a banner. The first one that I'm gonna create is just gonna be a straight way. So you're just going. I'm saying there's some there's something I need to automate. Sometimes I'm waiting for um, PyTruck to. Oops. So this is the straight way. So pretty much you go into find the location of where your image is. That's pretty much it. So you are going to uh, and after that, and you want it to size the image like whatever the image size that you want it to do. So you would do width equals 300, height, we don't need path. So image, it would be image equal path. All right. Oops. We don't want it to be 300, 300. We can say 32 or 64, whichever. So, uh, come on. So this is where my image, the image that I want, and also this is where this is the size of the image. If you go to Photoshop and create the image, you'll know the exact size that you're gonna need your banner to be. And I usually use a couple of separator to just differentiate the banner and where the script start. So the second method is should is by create like I said, it's by creating a file path. If I can find it somewhere. Here we go. So it's by creating within the file path, since I already know what my environment is. So with if you have Maya in the same environment that you have, you can create a like a Python path or environment path that you wanted to use, and within that it will actually know exactly where the image. So I just tell it to look for the image folder, and that's about it. And after that, I can just call any image that I want within that path. So if I have a image folder, and within that I can call any image that I want, and so I don't have to create a path for it, because Python itself, with this whole project itself, is inside of a environment that I added. So so the second method is pretty much almost the exact same way, but the only different is instead of choosing a path manually, I'm going to rely on the util to give me uh, the path of my image. That makes sense. So, um, oh, if I'm not engaging to, like, I don't know if anybody's sending me any message or anything. So, all right, let's see. So I'm just gonna say hi to everyone. All right. All right. Message. Hi. All right. So let's see. There's all right. So the second method, let's just comment this. You know, I might use it for. You know what? I am going to use the exact same, but I'm just gonna comment it. Comment the one that I don't already need. So so we're just going again. We're just gonna go with the image path. Sorry if I'm. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. I don't know if Yvonne. Nah. Hi Jordan. I'll just sweat. All right. So now I need to know where what image that I'm gonna be pulled. So um, if I look here and I can tell which image that I want to really use for my banner. So I can just right click on the image that I want and I copy the path if I was gonna do it if I was going to pull these image manually. So since I'm not going to, all I need is just the name of the image that I want. So let's just where are you? Where are you? If I can find it. CP. All right. I'm just gonna type it. um, so we're just going to. Oh, well, first before I even do anything, it needs to know where it's going to pull it. So I need to tell it what to do. So I'm going to from, of course, from the CP util, and I'm going to import this display right here. Display name. Now, now I can go ahead and call the image that I want. Let's see. Oh my god. We can go. Oops. Not get image. So we wanted to call the CP, and now we can call the image that we want, which CPS. Uh, we thought you guys gonna give it to me. That PNG. Don't want to wait with yet. And since I'm going to define the width, a width later on. Okay. So I'm going to define the size. $300 and the height will be 61, I believe. All right. So I pretty much did the exact same thing when I was doing the manual version. Instead, I'm just calling the path by just using the util, the path that I already created. All right. Okay. So now we can go ahead and test our script and see how. You know what? I'm just gonna duplicate this one more time. And hopefully, and cross our finger, and we don't have any error in here. Of course. Oh shoot. Yeah, here we go. All right. So we have a banner. So and the separator, if you guys can see the line, the two line that I put in here. So these are the separator. If I want it, I can just use one line, and that would actually give me one line between where my banner start versus where my everything's going to be starting. So that is something that we wanted. I thank you, thank you guys for joining, and I'm hoping that you guys can learn something, one or two things. Oops, I don't need to write it from here. I can like write it on charcoal and it would be easier, but this pie chart is much better to just write anything. All right, so um, text label library. I'm sorry. Of course. Okay. And after that, I'm just going to be writing. When it gets to the button, I'm just gonna go ahead and ram it through, and just and after that, I'll just explain it later, what I did. And once you do one, it's easier to just copy and paste the rest. And so the animation library, it's right here. The title. Now we're gonna populate it with a bunch of buttons. And I'm gonna I'll show you guys how to do it, uh, vertical and horizontal. Like it depends on how you want to design your UI. Just so you know, you can do it vertical or horizontal, however you want, pretty much. And if you curious why I'm keep putting MC, it's for my command. It's just I import the commands of all the commands that if you uh, anybody work with mail script, pretty much. It's just I'm taking all the Maya command mail script and import it into a Python cascade, and I'm not even sure if I actually said it right. And then instead of using a long, so some people would say um, import Maya that command as command. So the MC is pretty. It's it's only two letters, so it's quicker, and that's what I'm using. MC most time. All right, thank you. Hi. Yan, hi, how you doing? How you guys doing anyway? Not sure if I'm seeing any comment or messages or anything. It keeps telling me like I have a new message, but I don't see anything at all. All right, so go ahead and start populating with some button. And then there's a lot of button you might not need. Um, and I'm only going to stick with the button that you guys going to be needed. And later on, I'll just expand it to more button that you're gonna need, or anything that you're gonna need. And I'll show you guys how to automate anything that you want to just do once. Hi, Mayu. Thank you for joining. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is the animation directory, and that's important. But you're gonna read my mind too. And then there's two ways you can do the lambda. You can do it with a underscore, or you can do it with X. That means it's not going to read it, but it's just going to read anything after. So, and whatever the command that we're going to be using, so it's just once we're going to define it later. So I'm just gonna put anim um, director. Well, yeah, you know what? I'll keep it consistent. CPS anim directory, and I'm just gonna copy this, and we're gonna call this refresh. Refresh list, and then list. All right, we're going to define these two, and the next one is now we're going to tell where after you read all the JSON file, because we're gonna save all the animation, and that is the beauty of this. We're not going to save the animation that we saving for my for the library. It's not gonna be a .ma file, and it's not gonna be a .mb my binary. The reason why I want it to be lightweight, when it save all this animation into a database, and I want everything to be lightweight, not using much power. Because as a technical artist, what you want to do is have the animator pulling animation files as quickly as possible without slowing anybody down. So that the reason why I use a JSON instead of a Maya file, and that one of the reason is how expensive and that MA files are in my binary. So with JSON, we can keep each animation under kilobyte. So that's one reason. And you can also go with the XML. I don't know. I haven't worked with XML in a long time, so I'm not even sure if it's XML. It might be. Hi. All right. Actually, I don't it's lacking. Pie chart. Scroll area. It's lacking still. All right. So again, we going to define these animation lists. I'll start it with 18. I mean with 8, and if 8 doesn't fit suit your needs, you can add to it. Um, okay. Whoosh. No, we do not want that. We do not want that. Since we going to wanted to select one at a time, we do not want to select 2 animation at the same time to just to uh, to import. So we want to select them one at a time. Thank you. 50. just grab a couple of buttons. Let's just grab these. So, let's see. Want to change? So if we want to add to the animation, if we already have the animation ready and we want, so let's just say the hair, and you wanted to move the hair a certain way, and when you save your animation, the hair was not into that, into the section of this animation. So that's one thing that you wanted to do. Can we add animation by just having a selection of whatever that's selected, and we want to add it to the existing animation? And that is an option that you want your animator to have, um, and also remove animation with selection within the existing animation. That's something that you also want your animator um, to to have. Add animation. And let's just say add animation to save. And remove control animation. Remove animation. Yeah, that's nope. That's too vague. Yeah, remove control animation because you wanted to remove the control. Oops. Save. Control. Just remove. Control. I don't want it to be too long. All right, so here, for this, so all I know everything right now, all the buttons right now, it's gonna be at a vertical. Nope. Yeah, at a vertical um, layout. So right now for this, I kind of want it to be at a horizontal. So we can use a row layout, and give within that layout we wanted to give what number of column that we need. So which is 2. Um, so we want both of them to inherit. So you can do the math. A lot of time I just do like if I have 4 and I wanted to know what size of each button needs to be. So you can just look at the size of your window, and if you don't have any pattern or margin into your window, you can just take it. Okay, I'll just say, all right, so it's 300. So 300 divided by 2 is what? 150, 150. So it's easy. Adjustable, true, of course. And so if we wanted to put like any separators, Hi. Hi, Fabienne. If you want to have any separator, so remember the column that's inside. You have to add separator consider as a child also. So whatever is because we wanted to nest anything that nested into the layout. We wanted to know how many child it had. I mean, the child nested into that layout. So so far right now it is two. So if I wanted to put like a divider or a separator or whatever, and I wanted to add another button. So right now it's gonna say, hey, there's too many children in this in this in this layout, and you either delete one or just add how many columns that you need. So right now I just say two because I only have two, so which is one and two, two button, and now I can just go ahead and close it by parent set parent. Nah, we don't want to be parented in the window. And same as mail script, so we set parent. Same as mail script, so. Alright, so we did. Now we're gonna add like three more button. So it's gonna be a load the animation, um, remove animation. This what's the difference between this remove control versus the remove animation? So this one's going to remove all the animation that's uh, inside Maya. So um, if you're rigging or whatever it is, and you wanted to just um, you wanted to edit the file or import the file to an editor, Unreal, or whatever your company's or whatever your company editor is. So I'm not going to. So anyway, I'm just gonna say Unreal or Unity, whatever, because those are pretty free. I think Unity is still free. I'm not sure. So um, so you don't want it to import your character with animation file, so you can just hit the delete remove animation, and now we'll remove any animation that has a keyword key. So it remove anything that if you key set driven key, it won't remove that. So we're going to tell it not to remove any set driven key, but only removing animation key. Or we can just like remove selected, uh, or we can just do a check. Pretty much. All right, let's create more button. I feel like I'm rambling. All right, so and let's go ahead and animation and remove animation. We need one more. Not sure if this is where I want this to be, but again, you can just do pretty much whatever you want on this particular um, section. So just load. Selected animation. It's getting long. This one's removed. and save animation. All right, let's get a separator. And that's it. We're done. Um, so this is going to be the only one that's different between these buttons, because these buttons going to be vertical. So if I added a layout, a row layout on here, so it's just going to be a vertical also if I wanted to. And with that, I'll just tell it like, um, I can tell it how many button that nested into the layout. So it would be 3, and we'll divide the column by 3, or you can just round it with nice numbers. So, all right, it's we might have an error because of the text scroll, but we'll just see what we have here. So far, so good. All right, we did not have an error. So, so we have this is where our animation is gonna going to appear whenever we ask for the direction of or where our direction is. We're gonna load the animation for whatever we selected. We're gonna load the animation, and of course, for whatever we selected, we wanted to remove the animation from there. Add animation to existing animation, and remove animation to control animation. So that's about it. Our little window's done. Now it is time to do the cool things, the cool stuff. So right now, what I'm doing right now, it doesn't do anything. It's just gonna give me spit a bunch of error to me. So sorry, one more. Sorry. All right. So we pretty much got everything where how we want our window to look. Again, I am not a UI designer, so so forgive my. You can make it look way better than I could. So, all right. So now we're done with. So I'm using Lambda, so I don't have to use any argument on any of my on my definition. So or variable, whatever. All right, so let's work on the anim directory first, because we wanted to know if everything's working. So let's define that first, so we can So we already know we're going to be working with our um, Explorer, which is the window. And we also know that we're going to save our file as JSON. So let's just import the JSON and also import the Windows commands. Like that. All right. So animation out directory. So for this directory, you don't have to do anything to it, since you're going to tell your directory where to look for that directory. You don't have to, or you can if you open the window and you always want it to go into a file, you can do so. Because I'm using this as a generic to not only a specific character, but it's um, a generic to work on any character that I want to be using. So um, you can put a default window. So let's see if it's gonna give me a default window. So I'm just gonna use that default window and oops, and I'm just gonna leave it as is. Just like that. That's it. Um, Now I can define. Now I can set what the animation that I want it to do, where I want it to. If I click on my directory here, so we want this directory. Since I'm going to be setting, so every whenever I click on that, this right here, whatever the directory that I want, it will replace this um, this directory. So I can just do it as many as I want. All right. Select the directory. Nope. Let's see. Select. All right. So file mode 3, select animation director. Yep. And title. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Come on. There we go. All right. So we can test our directory. Yeah. I don't know if actually anybody saw that. Jason, I put Jason. So, um, all right. Give it a quick second. All right. So now we can say where we want our directories. So we can, it tells us where the directory is set. So that is a good thing. So we did say the directory and what the path what the path is going to be. So this is the path that we set it to, because it is a it is not a true path. So right now we tell it what is the path that we're going to sell it to. Um, right. So um, we have the path that we set to. Now we can't, even if we go ahead and refresh the list, we don't know what's the list. So we're gonna be working on the refresh list. So let's go ahead and we wanted to get the animation for on that list. Right now we're just gonna be go ahead and work on the refresh list so we can tell what we refreshing to. All right, let's see, what did I put for refresh list? There we go. So this is where we wanted to refresh to. Scroll list. You know, refresh. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna change this because I don't like it to. They all have the same name, so I'm going to probably change it to CBS. Yeah, yeah. Let me just copy this and just change it on the list. Where are you? Right here. So, all right, let's see if I have. Do I have everything? But yeah, now let's go ahead and define the list now, which would be the CP animation list. There we go. Access animation directory. Hmm, thank you. Oh shit. There we go. All right. Oh, of course. We do want to return it to. All right. All right. So we should have the animation directory and refresh the list. What um that is, I'm going to leave it open for, and then I'm just gonna explain it and what you guys could do in situation like this. So I'm gonna wait till my thing. This is where I want to have the animation confirm, and I'm gonna hit the list. So right now does not exist. So that's okay. So we know everything works. We just couldn't find which one can we find when we hit the list. We can use a debug right here. So the animation is right here. Okay. We will debug it from there. Okay. Let's see. What do we what are we missing here? We are missing something. We are missing something. Yes, we are. So you want the animation list refresh right here. When we don't need that. We can put the refresh to refresh it automatically, but animation right here. Animation directory. Oh, right. It doesn't even know. Alright, so let's go ahead and start working on the load animation. That's no. Oh, right. All right, we haven't tell it to take the animation at all. So it knows where to get the animation list. It knows where to get the animation list, but it doesn't know where to take the animation. So it's directory. So it's just going to be animation directory. If alright, so this one we're going to say if it's end with JSON, we're going to ignore the JSON file because we don't want to have like animation or character underscore action dot JSON or you could if you want you just end it if if you want to know what file that you working on you can just end it there and you don't even have to add this this file. All right, so yeah, we don't want to get confused with file. Oops, no. Path. Ah, come on. Split text. Okay. Mm-hmm. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's test it. Hmm. It's okay. Further, let's examine OS path directory. Return oh boy, this directory animation and with JSON file OS path split text. What I did. This wouldn't actually tell you anything anyway, even animation list we did animation list we did we know this one's good. We also know the refresh rate is also good, so we have a problem with it here. Actually, we don't have a problem. It's just gonna tell us to give a warning here. Let's. All right. Let's see. All right. So we're just gonna go ahead and see what. All right. Thank you. Alright, let's see. Fresh the animation. Ooh. Let's load the animation in here. Scroll this. Yeah. Really? Okay, yeah. Alright, Miss Nikki. So we're gonna load the animation. Let's remove the animation now. Right, I'm just going to keep on. I'm just going to keep on like populating with these definition, and then I'm gonna be plugged each one into the button. All right, so make it make it faster and quicker to really understand where each variables are. All right, so man, good selection already. So we're gonna time and the attribute. So we're gonna do this for each one. Attribute for translate. Translate, rotate, and scale. Let's print. Let's do a debug real quick. Remove animation keys from selection. All right. Let's go ahead and save the animation now. Fine. this one's gonna be a prefix. So the prefix for this is going to be the character. It's gonna automatically give you the prefix for this. So it's just gonna be the name of the character, and the I mean the actual the folder of where the character is. So if you have a character name, let's um, Stan, and that's the folder called name Stan. So it will take the folder name Stan underscore with the action that you wanted to save the animation, uh, then dot JSON. That makes sense. Save and cancel. You don't want to dismiss button. Hi. We want to dismiss string. All right. So that is our save animation. Oops. There we go. No, we want result, of course. It's so quick to do that. Just want text. So it would be the last folder. So it would be the last folder underscore, also which would be the prefix underscore the action of the animation name that you wanted to create dot JSON. All right. So power path. Join animation. Okay. Okay, I'm here. Default path animation. Fresh. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the refresh there. I want to refresh here too. Just like that. Warning. Nah. Alright. So we should have almost everything. So we saved the animation. We haven't removed the animation yet, so which we're gonna do right about now. Oops, we did remove the animation key. Remove animation key right around here. So we did remove the animation key. Did we load? Let's see. We have load. We have load the selection animation. Alright, cool. So we haven't done any of these. So this is what we're gonna be working with. Let's go ahead and change the. I'm gonna change all the names. It'll be easier. Refresh animation list. The only thing I have left is this animation. Yeah. And we should have this animation somewhere. Oh yeah. So all we need is the animation list, which should. All right. Let's test everything out. So. Okay, here we go. All right. So far, no error. And we should by now. Let's go ahead and try it now. Um, all right. So this is where we want. This time I'm just gonna go ahead and open the attack. Ooh, all right, cool. So we have the list. Uh, right now, we want to know if we can load this animation, any of the animation. So I'm just gonna try attack one, and of course we're gonna go in place, and let's load the animation into a selection. So load animation list is not defined, so um, that's what we need to pretty much try to define it. All right, so we know we have a list. We have the list of the animation. We have the directory we can check, and also we know our refresh is working. So now let's go ahead and work with our load animation, which is uh, so the load animation. We know we haven't done anything. We have selected load animation, which so let's go ahead and look for load animation, which is right around here. This one, when we call it to load the animation, it load this animation, but it's also asking me for this load animation. So let's look for that. So let's add it here. Load. Hmm. So it's going to be file path. We'll open file path. It's good. Okay. and load. Alright, so that item. Object exists. Of course, you want the object. Full attribute. Data. Hey. I went up. Oops. There we go. Not type. Time since we're dealing with animation. And values. And data. Cookies. No, not that. Value. sometimes you did a good job. Exactly what I want. Sometimes it doesn't. Need a format. Let's see. Maybe I should. I don't know why I was calling. All right. So, we should have the load animation. All right. So let's test it out. Save. All right. Let's open it. And let's look at our directory. All right, there we go. We're just gonna keep it the attack mode directory, and we should have this. So let's try to load animation real quick. All right, cool. So we know we can load the animation. We know we can load anything, but that's about it. We can remove animation. Um, we also can save animation. So let's go ahead and try to save. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to save this whole animation. But instead of saving everything animation, I'm just gonna save a part of the. I should have a select all. So, all right, okay, pretty good. All right, now let's go ahead and try to save animation. Sometimes you crash. Sometimes you Maya doesn't know what to do. All right, I'm just gonna grab this, those two arm right here, or better yet, let's go ahead and do it with the cube. And this time I'm just going to add the my location somewhere else. So I'm just gonna add it to. I'm just gonna create a folder here called test animation, and I'm gonna call. So if you uh, remember, we did put the prefix as it's going to be test animation. So we're going to refresh it. Since we refresh it, it should not have any animation at all. So let's let's put some animation in this cube real quick. We'll just go ahead and around here, we'll just move the cube. just move it right here. So it's just three. All right. So cool. Now we want to save this cube. Um, and we'll select the cube that we want to save, and we'll just save this animation. All right, we have an error. So we know the save animation is not defined, so that's why we're going to go ahead and define that. Yeah, I did define it here. I just didn't. And remove. Yep, we did do that. We did do that. All right, cool. Let's do it one more time. All right. I need to put a button here to tell me exactly what location I am in. So we're just gonna keep it as test animation and refresh, and we'll select it and we'll hit save. All right. Ooh, maybe this is a error that I did. Line 45. Save animation. 9:45. Hmm. Hmm. I don't even know where this come from. Huh. It's supposed to be. Oh, it's supposed to be an FC, and this is not a save animation. This is UI, the save UI animation. All right, because once we save, we wanted to make sure that it is giving us a prompt saying that we have saved the animation. So now we're going to create the save animation. So we have not created yet. So we let's add it right here. Um, so and this is the most important part of. So you want to know like what you want to work with. Do you want to work with HIK, or do you want to work with a custom rigging tool? So HIK has um, effector like I HIK effector, which is really difficult to copy sometimes because you have to create it each time. But with this, we're going to look at an existing HIK effector, and then we're gonna copy those effector. And since HIK effectors, every time you create it, it created with the same name, so there's no problem there. So you can try to copy it manually, and it will still fail. So it is really difficult to copy the effector of an HIK. But if you're working with custom custom rig, it is easier because you're creating it. You know exactly what needs to be done, and the effectors usually uh, never animated directly, so it's always under a controller, so and so on. So let's go ahead and save the animation, and we want to save the animation as if we copying and paste these animations. All right. All right. So this is the final variable that we go into, and of course there's two more that I might not even get to. So, but I actually really want to finish these, especially the save animation, and that's something that it will benefit you in the long run. Come on. Okay, here we go. We don't want we don't want that. There we go. Ah, come on. Oh, that is exactly what we want. We wanted to. So we want to make sure it's keyable. Just going to time change. Full attribute carry. We want also value change here. Time value. There we go. Alright, so finding data. So full attribute time. Do we want time? We also, yep, we want also with value here. So for this process, it's this is pretty much what you would do. For now, if you want to copy those HIK perfectly effectors, so you would this is where you would tell um, to look for these if effectors. So if they don't have any effectors, it'll just skip it. So, but if it has effectors and it just lists all the effectors that it has, and then copy it and so on. So for what I'm looking for, what usually my app creates is an effect IK effector, and if you have more than one, you can have it list everything um, and then pretty much take the one that you want. So, I'm not sure if I want to do this one, but I'm gonna do it anyway, and you decide if this is what you want to do. So in the HIK, so it is the IK blend T R, I believe pool, and the alternate X, reach T, and reach R. So translate T is for translate, R is for rotate, and then you have the pull, and then and so on. So we're gonna uh, look for all of them and oops, wait, T, yes, all right. Okay, blend R, and okay, pull. I think alternate GX. I believe yes. Nah, it will tell me if I got it wrong. Then reach translate reach rotate. Oh man, it actually gave it to me too. There we go. Oh, that's probably why. Reach rotation. Alright, that's about it. Check effects and data. Oh, come on. So it's pretty much the exact same thing that you're doing here. So keyframe full attribute, and we also want. You know what? I'm just gonna copy all this. There we go. and dump the animation data. That's about it. Alright, let's go ahead and test it out. Come on. Alright, let's go ahead and. Alright, we know everything's good. Well, let's make sure we have the save animation. Yes, we do. Alright, so let's go ahead and create our path again. Okay, this is the path that we want. Okay, there we go, and yep. Oh no, that's not what we want. We don't want that path. I don't want to destroy. I'll just test the animation right here. This is okay, and we'll refresh it. Of course, we have 0. We're gonna select, and we should have. Oh man, forgot to even add that in there. And that'll be line 55. Yeah, I think that's what's missing. Save animation missing to require position. Did I not edit in there? Save animation. File path. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just looking somewhere. Let me try to save one more time. Sometime. I'm just gonna hit save. It's missing to require position argument object and file path. We got the object and file path. I wonder what I'm missing here. Load the animation. Yeah. Like, all right. So, hey, what is this one? Well, all right. So, let's see. I don't know. I did. Huh. Try to save it again. Yeah, which. Alright. Alright, okay. To position, which. Alright. Got the very first one. So the second one is to select the object right here. And. Hmm. Right. We got the remove. We got the load animation. Do we got the load animation? Oh, yes. We already know the load animation is good. Set animation, list animation. We already know that's good also. Oh, duh. Oh, shoot. Alright, so. Alright. So instead of. Uh, in, we've been loading the save animation, but the save animation supposed to it's supposed to wait until it's called. So like this is the aftermath. Like after I save the animation, this is what it's going after. So what we should have called is the save animation UI, because that's what we want, right? We want to save the UI. Here we go. And it's save. A quick second to think. Making sure it's there. All right. If we do this, all right, cool. Everything's should be all right. So let's go ahead and grab where the animation that's gonna be. Of course, we want it to be test animation, and we're gonna refresh it. Nothing should be in there, and we should have the one that we wanted to select for the animation. We can save the animation now. So as you can see, the prefix now is gonna be test animation underscore. So what are we going to do? We can say up box. Let's say cube. Cube. Whatever action that's going to make up. Up. And of course, it's going to be that JSON, so we don't have to add that in there. It's going to add it automatically for us. So once we hit save, it should have a test animation cube up. So we're happy with that. So if we go to where our file is saved, let's look for that file for you. And we should have the file. And let's go to a test animation. So we're gonna go to a test animation. As you can see, it is a JSON file, test animation cube up. And if we look, it is very light. So it's a one kilobit file. So it is very light. That is one reason why I instead of saving it as a MA file or MB file, so I end up saving it as a JSON file, so we know it is very light and we can just call whatever. So now let's go ahead and see our loading, if our loading is happening correctly. So now let's go ahead and just delete all the keys that's in there. Oh, I could actually remove the animation from there. Oh, cool. So all the animations are removed from this cube, right? So now we're going ahead and load the animation onto that cube. So making sure that the cube is selected, or it doesn't need to be selected, since and we'll just go into load that animation. So as you can see, now the animation is loaded into the cube. Just like that, the cube is I can delete this cube because I know when Maya create a cube, it always create cube 1. So we have a cube 1, and it doesn't matter where I place it. So I'm gonna place it right here, and I'm going to call the animation again, and I'm gonna load this animation into it. And bam, it placed it exactly where I last put it, and now we have a good animation into a cube again. So that is one good thing about this script. This script can just take any animation, animation that we tell it. I can open like as long the name. So let's just go ahead and create a sphere. So we have a sphere here, just like that. So the name of the sphere is not the same. So if we go to our attribute editor and we look into our shape node. So if we delete this cube, let's delete let's copy the cube, and we'll delete the name of the cube. Yeah. So I'm just gonna rename the cube, but I'll make sure the shape node is also the exact same name. So now there's no animation into it, nothing at all. So just the name. So now I can just go ahead and um, load this animation into the ball because it has the same name. Guess what? The ball inherit the animation perfectly, right? So a lot of time, if you use like namespace, and you create the namespace in a lot, and you 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 working with let's just say warrior one, and you wanted the same animation into it, so you can create a namespace for the warrior one, and so all the animation can be saved into that namespace warrior one. And so if I open another character, let's just say uh, npc npc uh, npc skeleton or whatever, like I don't know what uh, uh, so npc skeleton. And so and Warrior One and NPC Skeleton have the same structure, meaning the same, like, rig into it, everything into. So with if I want to inherit the animation from Warrior One Warrior One, which the namespace that I gave, and I wanted to the NPC inherit that animation again. If everything has the exact same structure, we don't have to put any namespace. But if they don't, we can actually use the namespace for it, and we'll have a a good uh it will inherit the animation from that. All right. So let's see. All right. So we uh, two things that I leave, which is the add animation and remove control animation. So I can do this really quick, or even talk about, if I can find my. There we go. So we still have those two we haven't defined yet. So let's go ahead. They're pretty quick. They're pretty quick to add. Sorry about that. Let's add. Uh, let's add them real quick. Oops. Let's define this. Define animation. Let's add animation to save. That's descriptive enough. Selected animation. So we want these text or less. So we're just saying like once we wanted to create select the anime when we want to add the animation, we need to have a specific animation that uh, we need to add. Like, where do we want it at the animation? So that's pretty much what it's saying. All right, file path. Animation directory. Selected animation. .json. All right. Not exists. File path. Warning. We don't need to do all that. And then file path. Return. File path. Come on. What? What? Did I? As F. What the? Okay. Okay. Oh shoot. That's why I sometimes accidentally press the insert key and so we're gonna add the new controller. This is where we're going to add the new controller into the animation data. See, let's attribute and okay, we got obj keyable, yes. Okay, let's say. Oh man, for attribute, attribute, full attribute, attribute. Just a kid. There we go. Keyboard, full attribute, query, time change, value change, time and value, and data, that would be obj, that's what we want, full attribute, time, value. All right. Forgot to add something in here. For obj new in your object, if obj not in data, and in data obj. There we go. Huh. And then out of each we can do a MC that warning. So wait. To add to select object to add to animation. There we go. Oh, this is where we want to return it. Let's save it. From the dialog, title, oops. Oh, animation update, message, animation data, added to the save file. Alright, and of course, what we want to do, let's just refresh the list. So after we've done that, we or something that we can do too, we can do a refresh list when we when we set the directory right here. We can do a refresh. It will refresh it automatically, so we don't need to click on the refresh button every time. So that's something that that could be really a benefit. All right, so we add the animation into the data. So let's save it. is it? I hope that's it. Okay, here we go. Okay, everything's cool. Let's put this one here. Alright, so let's try to import the animation again. So this time it should refresh automatically, and you don't have to add this button. If it refresh automatically, when I hit confirm, it should refresh automatically, which is nice. So this refresh button, we don't need it. So we don't have to keep refreshing. Actually, it might be useful to just refresh the file. Just in case if I add an animation into it, it doesn't have it. So a, I'm just going to add um, a cube next to it, but I'm gonna have the cube be the child of cube one right here. And let's zero this out real quick. And, all right, so we'll know this have no animation into it. So if I go ahead and the cube have animation into that, but no animation. But what if I want to add, and I forgot to add an animation to that cube, but I wanted the cube to also inside of this. So I can just go ahead and let's create a key. We'll do offset key right here, 5. We'll just bring it up. So we know we should have, and let's bring it down. And we'll reset it to about 2020, just like that. All right, so we should have something like this. All right, cool. So now we wanted to add this animation into it, because we did forget to add this animation into the cube. So we already know this library contain the cube p cube 1. So now p cube 2 needs an animation. It's there, but we haven't added to it. So what we can do, let's before I even do anything, let's make sure, where is it? Let's make sure that, let's make sure the save into the animation have this the exact same name. All right, there we go. Open it again. Wait for chocolate to. We should have the exact same location. Just like that. And we want to add this animation into it. So the animation is there, selected. I select the animation that I want, and I select the animation library that name that I want. So I'm gonna add the library. So it says animation data added to the save file. So we good. So now we have the animation added to it. So now let's test it, shall we? So if I delete, I'm gonna select both of these, and I'll remove both animation into it. So we have nothing into this animation, right? As a matter of fact, I'm just going to try to bring this down a bit, just so you know the effects of it. So I don't have to select anything into it, so I can just select it and load the animation into it. So as you can see, the other cube actually popped to where it was animated, and now we have the animation back to it. And you can do the exact same thing that I did. You can change the name, and let's just now, so we know this one has the animation into it. So let's go ahead and change the name for old time's sake, right? So I'm just gonna delete the cube. Now I'm just going to um, uh, put a cylinder into it. With my cylinder, I'm just gonna add it to this to this guy right here, and I'm gonna change the name, and I'm just gonna give it p cube 2. So make sure the shape p cube 2 is still the same. All right, so we have something like that. And I'm gonna select both of them again, and I'm gonna remove the animation, pretending this one has the animation, but it doesn't. So there's no animation into it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and load the animation into that, and as you can see, now the cylinder inherit the animation that I have. So that is a good way to save your animation without losing anything at all. I know my animation will always gonna be there. So uh, that is um, that is an amazing tool that I use for work almost all the time at work, and so this is something that I created, and everybody was like, "Oh, yeah, it's amazing." So, which is good, and it's also good when you're doing like ROM file. You have a big animation into, and it's like thousands of keys into a rig file, and you wanted to skin the character, and it's very very difficult to skin with all this animation into it, or even just try to import it to any character, and it's a bunch of mess. So it is a really cute powerful tool that can really help you with your workflow, animation, rigging, or in whatnot, and everything. So yeah. Let's see. So I'm not sure if anybody's here. All right. So with that, that is conclude all the thing that I wanted to show. It is a nice, cute, nice little tool, um, and I do have a YouTube channel. You can go ahead and look for Clumsy Panda Studio. So I usually once a week I try to do a live, and I'm starting doing lives on TikTok now. So just to get more audience, I would say. And my YouTube channel, I try to teach people how to a better way of technical artists, or a lot of people likes technical art rigging, but they don't know what's entail about technical artists. And I sometimes I take it from novice to expert. So, and yeah, so if any of you got any questions, you can DM me, or go to my YouTube channel and leave me a comment there. And yeah, so bye. See you guys. I only got